If you struggle with depression, I want you to consider this one thing, okay? Instead of thinking that you have a depression disorder, maybe consider the fact that you have a depression adaptation, okay? When I was a kid, I didn't have a safe environment to feel safe to express my emotions, whether if that was sadness, joy, or anger, any emotion. So, with time, I learned that the only way to stay alive, to not upset my caregivers, was to stay numb and to repress everything that I was feeling, to not express it, to not cry, to not talk about it, to not complain, to not ask for help. So, I learned with time to shut down my emotions. So that was an adaptation. I was teaching myself to become depressed so I can survive. So today, my body has learned and is wired to be depressed, especially when I have emotions that are too hard for me to feel, too hard for me to express. So lately, I realized I became aware because I've been very depressed that I have a lot of anger built up inside of me that I have repressed and I haven't found a way to express and to let out. And my body is depressing itself in the act of containing and repressing this anger, this emotion. So if I want to not be depressed, I need to do the opposite of depression, which depression is repression and resisting of the emotions. So the opposite will be expression, right? So the opposite will be expressing all the emotions that I am repressing, which in this case is mainly anger. So now I'm in a path, I'm in a journey to discover how do I express my anger in a healthy way? How do I honor the anger that I have felt over the past year and a half over the war, the anger, the aggression, the frustration over the atrocities that have happened here? Because this anger is eating me from the inside and it's taking all of the energy I have to contain and to repress this anger. And that's why I feel exhausted and that's why I feel repressed and that's why I feel anxious because I have all of this commotion inside of me that wants to get out. And every time I feel like it's going to get out, I flinch and I protect myself and I keep myself safe because it's not safe to express it. So I invite you, if you've been feeling depressed, I invite you today specifically to see if there's any anger inside of you that you haven't expressed, that you haven't honored, that you haven't accepted, that you haven't acknowledged or seen. And maybe through that, you can feel a little bit less depressed today and maybe even identify a little bit less with a depressive disorder, maybe start seeing it as a depressive adaptation. Have a blessed day.